Well, good evening and welcome to the Arbor Hills Nature Preserve in Plano, Texas. Tonight's exercise is a field test of the NEXTORCH UT51. I want to thank NEXTORCH for providing me with this product and making the review possible. As you might be able to see here, this is a flexible band that fits around any approximately cylindrical object. It provides you with up to 5 different lighting modes: constant blue, constant red, flashing blue, flashing red, and alternating flashing red and blue. The UI is very simple. You can see the power switch here. From off, it's just a matter of clicking. Each click takes you through a different output level and then back to off. So simple, even I can do it. Now, tonight we should have a rather interesting test environment. Once the sun goes down, I'm expecting to have at least a half moon out tonight. And of course, we have the light pollution from the surrounding city. I think that'll give us a very robust test, and give it about another 30-45 minutes, and I'll get out in the preserve and we'll see exactly what this product can do. There is still some light on the horizon. I want to film the same output levels from different distances and under different circumstances. I'm about 28 yards away, and there is flashing red, flashing blue, alternating flashing red and blue, solid red, and solid blue. So one thing I wanted to show you, I've got my headlamp on to make this a little bit easier. If the light is already on at a certain output level, that next click turns it off. Then you quick click again to go on, click off, and then you quick click to go through whichever output level you want. Click again for off, and there you go. Another thing I want to point out is that as I was getting set up for this shot, I actually stopped back in that direction at a bench. I had shifted the UT51 up to the bicep area of my arm. Now, put my pack on, had no trouble. It fit just perfectly. However, when I took my pack off, the UT51 fell off to the ground. Now, if you have it on, you would probably notice that, but if it was off and you had a lot of stuff on your mind, you might walk off and forget it. And just for the purposes of completeness, I wanted to point that out as just something that you should think about if you're going to use this product in tandem with a backpack. Don't know how this is showing up on the iPhone. I'm a good 35 to 40 yards away. I'm simulating a situation where, let's say you're out hurt on a trail. This is the only thing you've got, the UT51, in addition to your cell phone. That's running out of battery. This is just barely above ground level, and it's on the outer loop trail, but it's in between some pretty serious clumps of trees. It's helping that we're in winter and most of the leaves are gone. If this was middle of summer, it would be a different story, but I just wanted to do this as a test, because if I were walking by on the path right now, let's say I thought I heard somebody yelling in this direction, but they're almost on the verge of passing out. Would the beacon do the work for them? Well, let me show you exactly where it's placed, but I could definitely see that if I was out searching for someone. Okay, here we are walking along the outer loop trail with my SAR headlamp in 100 lumen flood. And that's where I had the UT51 set up. And then let's look at the surroundings. And the path where I was before is off in that direction. So I thought that would make an interesting test. And there's flashing red on a tree. I'm probably facing at about a 20-degree angle, so this is not a perfect view. The distance is approximately 50 yards. This is flashing blue from approximately 45 yards, looking back through the lit observation tower. One last look in flashing red blue. That is set up approximately 25 yards from my position right at the corner of the overlook. I film a lot of summaries from that exact position. And we are back to where we started. As you can see, the UT51 fits very easily on the pack. There are numerous places that I could put it. I talked about the strap issue, but wanting to keep it at maybe bicep height, I could also mount it to the strap here. Now, if you've been thinking about potential use cases, I would believe that if this is a good value for you, you've already thought of at least one or two. If you haven't, well, maybe that tells you something. For me personally, in search and rescue, I love beacons, and I can immediately envision maybe 5 or 10 potential applications of this piece of kit, one of which may not be evident, but I like talking about SAR operations. And one of the things I spent a lot of time studying and preparing for is the psychology of lost people. Just because you find someone doesn't mean that the first thing you have to address is physical issues. That may be the case, but more often than not, even if there is an injury involved, you have to deal with psychological issues. You're dealing with people who are in situations that they may never have been before. They're stressed out. They're in a state of panic that may be amplified by dehydration and other factors. And people who are in these conditions will think and do strange things. And the worst type of search that I have to do is when children are involved, particularly children by themselves. So a couple of advantages of this particular beacon is having it set up on my pack in that flashing red-blue mode, and then having a normal chem light on the back. Well, flashing red-blue is commonly associated with law enforcement, so if people see that coming in addition to my other lighting systems, that just helps instill a bit of confidence. This is also something that I could give to a child and let them wear in the event that everyone in a party is mobile enough to move under their own power back to safety with me guiding them. It's a fun light. I can give them 1 or 2 chem lights to put on their pack, tell them when we get back to safety, I'm going to give these to you, and I absolutely would. Anything that you can do to turn negative psychology into positive psychology is a net win. I'd love to do an entire video on that sometime, but that truly is another video for another time. In terms of tonight's exercise, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, and you may, if you are a repeat viewer, know what's coming next. As always, until the next review, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching the video.